everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Charmaine Barnaby, and today I'm going to do a short tutorial of QuickBooks Online, showing you how to record and pay bills in QuickBooks. And I'll split this up into two parts. Today I'm going to show you the basic knowledge that you need on how to record a bill and how to pay the bill. And on my next video, I will show you just a few advanced topics when it comes to paying bills and recording bills. Because most of the time in QuickBooks Online, some transactions for several businesses may not be as straightforward. So that's why I have chosen to split this video into two. So today I'm going to go over how to add a vendor, how to add accounts in your chart of accounts specific to expenses and fixed assets. And then I will go into how to record a bill and how to pay the bill. All right, so as a start, as you can see on my screen, this is QuickBooks Online. And more specifically, this is QuickBooks Online Essentials. And the first thing I'm going to start with is how to create a vendor in QB Online. Now, the first place you can go to is expenses, and then you will see the option vendors. And just click vendors. And here you can see a few vendors have already been made. So at the top right, you will see new vendor. And for the name of this vendor, and for this example, we'll just assume we're adding an office supply store, and we'll call this Office Depot. Okay, now you can choose to enter the other information of the vendor, like the email, the phone number, so forth, and street address. It's not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to do that when it comes to creating a vendor, the way you would need to fill this information in for a customer. So I'm going to skip the remainder of this part in this video. However, you can still enter this information for yourself if you so choose to. Okay, so the company name and the vendor display name is Office Depot, and I will click Save. And there you will see Office Depot has now been created as a vendor. And that's pretty simple. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to create expenses and assets, because you will have to have these accounts in the chart of accounts set up before you create a bill, or I would say it's best to have it set up before you record a bill, because you can also record a bill and add a new account at the same time. But in this video, I will show you how to set it up before, so it is easy for you when you record the bill. So at the top right, this is the gear icon. And once you click that, you will go to chart of accounts. Okay, now in any QuickBooks Online company, they already give you a preset preset list of accounts to make it easier for you. But in this case, we need to add, let's say, 2 accounts. I will add the expense account, office supplies, because that's not here. As we scroll down, we can see that that expense isn't listed here. So I will add the expense account, office supplies. So you go to new, and here you will see the different types of the accounts. And these that you see here, income, expense, bank, asset, credit cards, liability, equity, these are the type or how the chart of accounts group the accounts in the listing. So in this case, of course, it is expense. You will select expense and save account under expense. And on the next line, we will look at tax form section. And let's look at the best category to group this under. So office supplies, what would be the best category? You can choose office and general administrative expenses. Let's look for any others. That's a good fit. Okay, so we think I'm going to say that office and general administrative expenses is the best category for this type of account. And the account name, you can keep it simple. It will be office supplies. And here you will see below where the account will be created in this chart of accounts, how it will be placed. You can put a description as well. I'll go back up and you can just put office supplies. And click save. And as we scroll down, we will look for office supplies. And here it is, office supplies. The type of account is expense. The detail type, office and general administrative expenses. And note that the chart of accounts is grouped by account type. It is grouped by the assets listed first, such as the bank account, receivables, and other current assets, followed by the liabilities, followed by equity. And then it goes into your income accounts, cost of goods accounts, and then your expenses accounts. So just for future reference, that is how the accounts are set up or listed in the chart of accounts in QuickBooks Online. Now let's create another account. As I said, I want to create an expense account and also an asset account. And in this case, we will assume that we also bought furniture from this office supply store. So let's go to new. And here we will choose the type as asset. And we will save the account under, let's see, other current assets. Well, other current assets are fixed assets. I will, instead of other current assets, I will select fixed assets. And the next line, the tax form section, let's look for the best grouping for this. So let's see, fixed asset computers, copies, fixed asset furniture, which is exactly what we want. We will select that and we'll call this office furniture. Office furniture. And you can put a description if you so choose to. You don't have to, only if you want to. And here you will see at the bottom how it will be grouped on the chart of accounts. And let's click save. And here in the asset part, we see office furniture as a fixed asset furniture. So there we did two things already. We created the vendor and we also created accounts in the chart of accounts, which is needed for when we are ready to create a bill. All right, so let's go back to our dashboard. And in fact, let's go back to that vendor, the vendors list. And right now we're ready to create a bill. Now there are two ways to create a bill in QuickBooks Online. You can, as you can see, the Office Depot vendor is here, and QuickBooks gives you the shortcut to just create bill right from here. Or the second way will be going here at new, clicking new, and there you will see bill. And I will select bill from here. And the vendor, of course, is Office Depot. The terms, if you have terms in here, let's say the vendor gave you 30 days to pay. And let's assume that the vendor bill was dated August 1st, last month. And there you see it defaults to 30 days due. And let's assume the bill number or the bill invoice number was 907. And here we will go to category, and category is where you will select the account, the best account from the chart of accounts that fits this bill. And you can either select the arrow, which shows you all of the accounts in the chart of accounts, or you can just begin typing the account that you need to select. So again, let's assume that we purchased office supplies, let's say regular paper, pens, and average supplies for an office. So I will begin typing office supplies, and there you will see office supplies. It showed up, and it is the expense type. And in description, let's just say we bought paper, pens, notepads. And the description will be solely based on your discretion, maybe based on the information you need or the information that the company you work for needs. So the description is based on the information that you feel that the user will need. And let's assume the total of this bill was $230. And let's go to the bottom right, and we will select Save and Close. And there you see Office Depot in the vendor list, and it now has the amount owing as $230. And let's go to reports, just so I can show you where it shows up on your vendor payables list. And let's just look for the vendor balance summary report. Okay, we will select this. And there you see the Office Depot bill is listed under vendor balances. And you can also click in again, because QuickBooks always gives you shortcuts of how to edit or amend any entries that you made. Let's click. And there you will see the bill number, and we can even click further. And there you see the bill entered. Now, let's say that the amount was incorrect and you had to change it to $260. And there you will see the amount has been changed, save and close. And there you will see that the amount automatically updated in the vendor balance summary report. If I go back to report summary, there you see the bill amount has been updated. And if we go back to that vendor list again, yes, and there you will see once again the amount has been updated. Now let's create another bill, and let's assume that we purchased furniture from this vendor. And let's go here, we'll take the shortcut way. Here in the vendor list, click the down arrow, and we will create bill. And the vendor name automatically populated. We'll assume the terms are 30 days. And let's say we bought this just a few days ago, September 1st. And the bill invoice number was 567. Now, at times, QuickBooks will allow the information from the prior bill to automatically populate, but of course, you can always change that. And the account that we need to select is Office Furniture, because that is the best account to select for this type of bill or this type of purchase. So furniture, which is a fixed asset. And in description, let's just say you bought a desk and chairs. And let's say in total, this costs $800. And at the bottom right, we'll select Save and Close. And there you'll see the Office Depot amount payable increase to $1,060. And if you go click in Office Depot, once again, you can click anywhere, and there you will see the bills itemized. The first bill of $260 and the second bill of $800. And if I were to go back to the vendor payables list, so if I go to reports, and then I'd find report name, let's look for the vendor balance summary. And there you see Office Depot amount increased to $1,060. Now, the next thing we want to do is pay these bills. So what I will do, I will go over how to pay one of the bills and also how to pay another bill partially. So let's go back to that vendor and Office Depot. And let's click in where the bills are itemized. Okay, so let's say that the business wants to pay the supplies bill in full, and later on they want to pay the furniture bill, let's say just half of it, and they want to pay another half later. So first, let's pay this bill off in full for the supplies. So we'll go here, the shortcut way, and we will mark as paid. And here you see the bill payment number here on the screen. It has the vendor name, the bank account, and all of the information necessary. And the bill that you are paying is ticked. It automatically ticked this bill. And you will see the other bill isn't ticked because you're not paying that in this particular transaction. Now, let's assume this is a checking account and this was paid on the 2nd. And let's say the check number used was 10128, and you paid off that bill in full, 260. Amount to apply is 260 with no credits. And once that is in, you will go to the bottom right, click Save and Close. And here you see on the screen that the bill is paid, and you see the transaction of the bill payment in here. So if I were to click here in the original bill, you will see in the top right, it says paid and one payment made. And if you click that, it will even take you to the actual transaction of the payment of where you paid the bill in QuickBooks Online. So I will save and close. Now for the furniture bill, let's assume you wanted to pay just $400 on this, let's say today, and we will do that transaction right now. So we can go here, do the shortcut way, but before I go here, I want to show you that you can also go here and pay bill. So there are two ways you can do this. Or if you go to pay bill, I'll go here, and you will select Office Depot, and the amount will just be $400. At the top, it is today's date, and let's assume the check number was the next check that you used to pay this bill. And here at the bottom right, you will click the arrow and select Save and Close. And here you see the two payments made. So the first bill was paid in full, and the second bill was paid partially. And now at the top, you will see that the balance owed to this vendor is $400. And let's go back to our vendor balance summary. And we will look for that report. And here you see the vendor balance also reflects $400. Now, clicking in here, this shows you the transactions for this vendor. All right. Now, if I go back to report summary, and we can also do vendor balance detail. Okay, so it shows you the detail from here as pretty much which wasn't in the summary before, but this shows you that the amount owing is 800. The amount that is still left to pay is $400 on an $800 bill. All right, and if we go to our dashboard, just to see how it affected the bank account, we go here and let's go to the bank account. Okay, and I'm clicking on the bank account, and there you will see the transactions going through of the 260. and also the $400 for Office Depot. Okay. Now I'll do one more bill. Now I know that in our environment today, a lot of bills are paid online. Let's say bank transfer or wire transfer or with debit card. And it really isn't any different from recording a bill and paying a bill as if it was paid by check. But I just want to go over that just in case you wanted to understand that. So let's do record a bill. And we'll still use the Office Depot vendor. And let's assume that there was a bill later last month, August 30th. And the bill invoice number was 675 and we got supplies. And let's say again, this was just, let's say notepads. Notepads and printing paper. And let's say for this costed $125. Okay, let's select save and close. And if we go back to that vendor, Office Depot, let's click in Office Depot. And the new bill here is $125, August 30th. And we'll click here, we'll mark as paid, which will allow you to pay an amount on the bill. So let's say even from your checking account, you have a debit card, but you use a debit card, not a check. You can just put in the reference debit. Or if you did an online transfer, you can put online transfer. And if that was paid in full, $125 and paid on the 31st. And we'll save and close. Okay. And there you see the other bill payment check is also in the list of transactions for this vendor. Okay. All right, so that is just a beginner's tutorial on how to enter bills and record payments for bills. Now, on the next video, I will show you how to record bills that were paid by the owner. So if the company had a bill of true company expense, but the owner paid it with its own funds, I will show you in my next video how to record that in QuickBooks. And I will also go over in QuickBooks how to record payments using a credit card, because a lot of businesses now have business credit cards, which they use to pay bills. So I hope that this video was helpful for you today. Feel free to click the like button if you felt that this was helpful. And also feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this, more QuickBooks tutorials like this. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.